might make you go, I don't think I've ever done this in a video. Living the dream. Here's Father Columba living the dream. Years ago, I asked somebody how they were doing. They said, living the dream, bro. And I said, oh, what's that look like? And if I recall, it had something to do with on the dole, smoking weed, and playing video games all day long, every day, every week, every month, every year. That wouldn't be my definition of living the dream, but I can see the temptation. I can see the temptation. And today I want to talk to you about that. What is the dream for you? Whoa, wow, I was doing that. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna quote Giussani again. I was listening to a talk by a priest called Father Rich Veras, who is he's big into Father Giussani. He referenced a talk by Father Giussani. And in this talk, Giussani talked about this topic of what's the dream. But he said back in the Middle Ages, the dream was, success was holiness. And holiness meaning the full flourishing of your person. That sounds cool, doesn't it? Full flourishing, everything about you brought to completion, or at least heading in that direction. And he said that something funny happened in the Renaissance, and even more and more later on. It kind of kicked off in the Renaissance, he proposes, that success got redefined, at least culturally, as one particular thing. Like if you were a good artist, you've made it. If you're financially successful, you've made it. If you're a good musician, you've made it. And we still have this today, don't we? And as I was listening to this talk, Father Veras he said he talked about this with some of his kids in school. And he said to the boys in school, some pop star had done something stupid and gotten loads of press about it and whatever else. And he was just talking about this with the guys. Like, why would they do that? Like, that's just crazy. And one of the boys said, yeah, but she's making more money than you, isn't she, Father? Boom. There we go. There we have it. What is success? To these kids, and probably in a lot of ways to us, success, in our bones, we feel, oh, that person's successful because popular, money, pleasure, power. Pleasure, power, and possessions. That's the three kind of biggies, right? Living the dream. And it's funny, isn't it? Because lots of them are miserable. Or so we hear. Anyway, I don't really know that many mad famous people. The only mad famous people I know are like the holy people. So it's different. So when we have this reduction of what success looks like, of what the dream looks like, the goal of human life looks like, when do we think someone's arrived? Jesus had a list, of when people had arrived, what that looked like. We call it the Beatitudes. Apparently in Greek, it kind of means like, these are the great ones. These are like the in the Hollywood Boulevard or wherever it is, they put like their paw prints or their hand prints, and write their name in the concrete, ooh, the stars. Or if you get the Sporting Hall of Fame or something. And that's like one thin. And usually it's somebody's gift. It's not who they actually are in their person, right? Because I'm not my gifts. I have gifts so that I can bless people. But we usually think, oh, that person's they're gifted with money. They're good at making money, therefore, boom. But everything else is a complete disaster, possibly. Whereas holiness, brothers and sisters, is this vast, beautiful progress of the entirety of who you are in God. As you walk step by step closer to glory. The grace you received in your baptism, if you've been baptized, and then ignited that grace through adult faith, through saying yes to this grace that's been given to me as a kid, then that's it's the seed of glory. It is already the glory of heaven, but concealed and hidden inside of you. There's the door. In your baptism, you receive the seed of glory. Already the glory of heaven inside of you, just waiting to get out. And if we just don't get in its way, just let it have its way, it will lead to your full fulfillment. Not like I'm good I can bounce the football 15,000 times on my foot. Who cares? Who cares? Seriously. It's a piece of leather. It used to be made out of pigs' stomachs. I don't care how many times you can bounce it on it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But really, that can't get you into heaven. It can't lead to your fullest fulfillment, to all that you were created for. Brothers and sisters, you will outlive the stars. The actual burning, flaming ones. You will outlive them. The glory that will be yours is unspeakable. Imagine, we don't even dare to dream what will be ours in Jesus, if we persevere in him. And we see this in some of the saints. We already see the flames of glory. We saw it in Jesus in the Transfiguration, literally flames of glory. It says in the scriptures, his face will shine 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And you will be sitting beside him on a throne of glory with him because you are his son or his daughter. So we're destined for wonderful, amazing, extraordinary things, not for some tiny, tiny, narrow strip of, ooh, that's amazing. Next. Swipe up, swipe up. And so I'm saying this to challenge us to see what is our concept of success. Do we need to change our minds? Of course we do. Get the mind of Christ. I beg you, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Not to be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. To learn what is good and perfect and pleasing, what is the perfect will of God. That is from Romans 12, verse 1 to 3, I think. Or we're called to more. Oh my gosh, great link. Oh, I've been waiting how many episodes for that link? Pat on the back. Fair play. But you are called to more. Extraordinarily more. And our thinking will influence our doing and our believing and our hoping and our aiming. So we have to switch and get like, okay, what am I really after? I know I've talked to you. We've talked about this before. Well, I've talked. Maybe you've commented. Fair play. To aim for heaven and all that sort of thing. And the aiming mechanism is very, very layered and deep inside of us. We're very formed by our culture. Culture means how we do things around here. And we've been formed around that, right? And the way we think is formed by our culture. If we want to get heaven's culture, we need to put on the mind of Christ. We need to get into the scriptures. We need to get into our faith. We need to study our catechism. We need to know and breathe with the thinking, the mind, the breathing of Jesus, of heaven, of the saints, of his best friends. I want to clothe myself in Christ. I really hope you do too. I hope at least this video might make you go, I don't think I've ever done this in a video. I like to do this when people ask me questions. I love getting asked questions. Fascinating. It's a bit too long though. It takes too long to do. Anyway, there you go, guys. A little challenge to our way of thinking, perhaps. And ask yourself, what for you is the dream? And if it's anything less than the glory of Christ, yeah, you're called